Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fuller Homestead. My name is Brian. It is a nice, cool 63 degrees out today, and it just feels amazing. This video is going to be an answer to a question that we recently got at a farmer's market. Someone was asking, hey, what does a normal day on the homestead look like for you? Some of this is going to be routine that you'll see in today's video, and then some of it is, hey, a normal day on the homestead is just fixing some stuff. So we've got a water leak that we found we've got to fix. We've got to patch up a roof. We've got some brush to clean up. We've got brooders to clean up. So I'm going to take you guys along. In full disclosure though, by now I would have had all of the morning chores done, but I wanted to wait till daylight so that you guys could see. It is just before 8 o'clock on Friday morning. So come on along. That's today's show. A normal day here on the homestead. First thing that we're going to do is feed the pigs. They get fed twice a day. Currently all we have are 2 sows, and they are getting 1 scoop in the morning and 1 scoop in the evening. Truth be told, they do need to lean up a little bit, and so some days they just get 1 scoop. It just kind of depends on my schedule. We do also wet our feed down, and so I'm going to take it over to the water hose that we have over here, and we'll put some water in there. They're currently separated right now, but we are going to be moving them back into the woods here before much longer. Hey baby, good morning. Good morning. Get you. I'm trying to get you in frame. I'm also actually checking to see when she's going to go back into heat so that we can order the supplies to AI here this winter. Hi, sweet girl. I know it. She's a big girl. Oh, yeah, she's going into heat. It's getting a little more swollen, so that's good. Depending on the season, I may have chickens in the brooders, but currently they're in the chicken tractor, so I don't have to worry about it. We're going to head over to the laying hens first. They are really wanting to get out. We have 1 chick that did not get back in the coop last night. I can hear her chirping. All right, there you go, girls. I had a different waterer, but the goats got in here one time and crushed it. So I went and bought this 7-gallon one rather than the 5. And it is a noticeable, that 2 gallons sometimes can be really noticeable when you're carrying it. We have a mix of older chickens and younger chickens in here. All of our younger chickens have bands on their legs right now, so that when it comes time to process and get rid of some, we'll know which ones to take out. I throw out about 5 scoops for these 40 birds in the morning, and that usually does them in addition to the scraps and stuff that we give. Okay, next stop is the rabbits. Yesterday was processing day for rabbits. We did about, we did 17 rabbits yesterday. So really with the rabbits in the mornings, it's making sure that they have plenty of water, and they get a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of feed for our breeders, and then I give them a handful of hay. One of the things that I want to do in the near future is build little hay feeders for these. I was just sharing with someone that as fall and winter approach, that I was kind of looking forward to winter because it is going to be a little less hectic than it was this past winter. Part of it was we didn't plan well. Part of it was just out of necessity. We had a lot of people that wanted chicken meat for an event in the spring, and I knew if I didn't do chickens over the winter that we weren't going to have it. So I had to do meat chickens over the winter, and that was just a little more challenging than it would be normally. We also had piglets in January, so right in the middle of the coldest part, we had to make sure that they were good to go and that it was changing water and stuff. We're just going to keep the sows, and then we'll breed them this winter so that they can have piglets in the spring. We will have baby bunnies, but they pretty much take care of themselves, so I'm not worried about them. All right, so the next stop, at least in the circle on the homestead, is the goats. But I don't do the goats. Nope, that is Mama's job. So Mrs. Fuller Homestead takes care of them. She's already been out, done the milking, because she's got to leave for work here in a little bit. There's our solar panel for the rabbit, and there's the goat barn and the two sides. One of the projects that we'll shoot a video on before much longer is doing some more fencing. Let's go out here to where the meat chickens are. So if you've been a part of our channel for a while, you know we recently dug this pond right here. I don't know why on video it looks just like a little divot in the ground. It's probably 10 feet at the very bottom, and then goes like to 9, 8, and then on up, but still dry. What that did do is take some of the greenery, not much, but some of the greenery that would have been right here for our chickens to run on. Currently, we've got the tractors here, and the way that it's going to line up, they've already been moved 3 times in this. We'll move them up this way, go back that way, that way, that way. I figure I can get about 4 passes with all 3 of them in a row, and then we'll move them up to this side of the yard and then towards the back. And if my timing is right, that'll put them right in front of the killing cone by the time it's time to process. I know that may sound a little bit morbid, but honestly, it is such a cool thing when it works out just right. The normal routine for our chickens is to move them in the afternoon/evening when they're this young, at about 4 weeks. When I moved them last night, I noticed their waters were low, and I thought, well, I could go ahead and fill them up like I would normally do in the evenings, but since I knew I was going to shoot this video, we'll just fill the waters up today as the project for them. Oh, they're totally dry. These guys have 2 smaller waters. Some still have some in there. So that does morning chores. We are now going to start with the first project on our list, and it's going to have to do with these chicken brooders that I moved over a couple of days ago closer to our compost pile. So let's get started with that. All right, now there are some repairs that need to be done on this chicken brooder specifically, but we are going to do one thing at a time here. So these are just the leftover shavings. We use a couple of tools just to clean them out. I did have just the flathead shovel head, and it's somewhere. I just can't find it right now, so we're going to use this short, and then we'll use a dustpan and a broom to get the rest of it. But I'm going to scoop it out and throw it over here on this pile. I think Jack is kind of wondering why I'm not inside right now, because what would normally happen on a regular day is that we would go around and we do those chores, and then we would go inside to either pack lunch for work or do something, and then he would get a TREAT. He's like, hey, why didn't we go inside and get that? So rather than move them back right now, I'm going to leave the lid up so that it can dry out really good, let some of this sun hit it since it's kind of right in the path for a few hours, and just let it dry up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and empty the other 2 out, and then we'll move to the next thing. Well, that took about 22, 23 minutes or so. Now we're going to move on to the water leak, which I know some of you are like, you have a water leak and you didn't start with that? It was just making a circle. The water leak happens to be over by the pigs. I do not have a shut off on that side of the, or do I? Hold on a second. I may have a shut off there. I know I put a shut off at the goats and rabbits, and I put a shut off for the garden. No, I put a shut off on the other side. I put a shut off for the pigs, but all right, so it doesn't help me. I'm gonna go over here and turn the whole system off. This thing has been slowly leaking for a while, but I mean, it's been really slow, so I haven't worried about it too much. Should have brought a tool to get this off. There it goes. And of course it's buried with sludge and stuff. Okay, so we'll go drain it. Here's where my leak is. I'm not actually sure which side it's coming out of, but it's been leaking. This is really moist right here. I only put 1 band at each connection. I probably should have put 2. That's one of the reasons it probably failed. Also, this is an off-brand of PEX, so that's probably another reason. I'm gonna try to take these bands off, and then I'm gonna get a pair of pliers, hold this, and I'm gonna heat it up, this brass fitting right here, and then I'm gonna put them on and then clamp them. And I'm gonna try to double clamp them, and hopefully that'll hold. It looks like it's coming out of this one, honestly. But as long as I'm here, I might as well do all of them. Okay, I'm gonna go get some stuff. While I'm here, I wanted to show you this little clothespin. This little clothespin saves us hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Let me tell you why. We keep this clipped right here on the shutoff that goes to the pigs when I fill up the water barrel out there. There have been 2 times now that I have left this thing running all night long because I forgot about it. And so my wife got this clothespin. I spray painted it orange. So when I turn it on, I just take this clothespin, I clip it to my clothes, and then I know that if I still have that clothespin on me when I go back inside, I didn't shut off this water. 2 times. 2 times I did it. Oh, so frustrating. Okay, back to this problem. If I had more slack here, then I would definitely go ahead and cut this and then pull it up, but I don't think I do. I'm gonna see if I can't use this screwdriver and just pop this back, this tab back. And look at that, all the way back. Kind of scary how easy that is to take off, isn't it? There it goes. And put a couple of these on if I can. All right, well, keeps going out on me, so we're just gonna try it. All right, now we're gonna try to do these real quick. Just now, we'll turn the water back on and see if that works. I don't see any leakage. Looks like that held. We're gonna go ahead and release some pressure here, get some air out and fill up the pig water. That way we know for sure that, yeah. Cool. I don't know how many dollars that's going to save, but I'm happy to have it done. So we're 2 hours into our work morning. We'll take a lunch break here at 11, so this will probably be one of the last things we do before then. I have a little hut out here at the rabbitry that we use for storage and processing and that type thing, but the roof that I used was old tin and it had previous holes in it, and I had patched up a few of them, but it's still more than I want. Let me turn the camera around and show you. Now, I know this might, for some of you, seem like a really small and trivial thing to patch up this roof. I mean, it's reclaimed, it's just a lean-to, but here's my thought process. The more water that I get through here on these rafters, the more damage it does, the sooner I've got to replace it. I've got stuff back in this cabinet for our solar system that I definitely don't want to ruin because of unnecessary leaks through this roof. And it's a pretty simple thing for me to go ahead and fix. Here's how we have done this on every other building and shelter on our property. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this broom and we're going to wipe off the top of it. Got a lot of collection of leaves, things like that. Then we're gonna go through with this rag, we're gonna get some water on it. We're gonna just kind of wipe and clean that area around each of those holes. And then we'll take a little piece of Gorilla Tape. We'll strip this down into a little, I don't know, 1x1 square, maybe 2x2. And then we'll put that down, and then on top of it, we will take Flex Seal and spray over it. And I've done that on pig shelters, done it on the rabbitry, done it on the goat barn, and it's held for years now. And so it's just a easy, quick way to do that. We're going to call this project completed. Underneath here there were some that weren't showing light, but you could tell some water had leaked up under there, and so I went ahead and put tape on those, sprayed those, and then let's see how high up I can get you here. I didn't count. I would say there's at least 20 that we did on this roof, and so not the prettiest thing, but it will definitely keep more water from shedding down into our area here. It is now 11:15, so this took a little longer than I had anticipated, but at least it's done now. Feel good about that. I can check it off the list. It is lunchtime. Had a fairly productive morning with getting all the animals fed and watered, getting our brooders emptied, getting the plumbing situation, that leak fixed, and then patching up the roof here. So just to keep it 100, as the kids say, I'm gonna go inside, have a little protein shake, head to my shop and work out a little bit. I've got a weight bench in there. And then after the workout, I'll get back with you and we'll continue whatever projects we can finish this afternoon before we have to go back around and do chores again with the animal. But I plan on going back into town. I think my wife and I are going to have dinner together, so I'll need to clean up sooner than I might normally if she was just coming home from work. So taking a time out here for lunch, and we'll get back with you. All right, so welcome back inside. We are fast forwarding quite a few hours. My dad actually stopped by. He had gone fishing, so he dropped off some fish for us, which was very kind, and then also he stopped to visit for a while. So what I've been doing while he was here is doing some work in the kitchen, doing some ground rabbit packs. We did process 17 rabbits yesterday, and so it was all going to be ground up. So I had 2 big Ziploc bags full that I had already deboned, and so I've got those. These are the last 2 bags from those. I've also got some rabbit liver over here that we're going to vacuum seal, and then I've got 4 bags, Ziploc bags, filled with quartered rabbit, and so I still have to debone that stuff, and then we'll put it into the bags and the grinder and all that jazz. So that's what we're pretty much doing the rest of the afternoon, because it is already about 3:30. We're just going to put them out on this clean towel and dry them off, or pat them off anyway. All right, there we go. We get another bag here. It's about 4:15. It is time to clean up everything in the kitchen and spray everything down real good. I've got to clean out the meat grinder and other things so that we can put everything back the way it was. And then we're going to go back outside and do the evening chores. I'm not going to bother you with filming that. Basically, the pigs are going to get another thing of feed. We are going to make sure that there's no eggs in the very back of the coop. We'll put those in the nesting boxes for my youngest son to collect later. We'll make sure the rabbits are good on their water and their food. We'll go move the chickens, make sure their water and feed is fine, and then we will call it a day. So that is what one day on the homestead looks like. And that's not every day, obviously. It just happens to be this day, but I thought it might be interesting to walk around, see what things happen, including the interruption, not saying it was bad, but including the interruption of someone stopping by the property. It doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. And so you take time away from whatever your list was and you enjoy that moment. We are going to be having several other projects coming up real soon that we hope to film and get on here for you. And so we'll close this video by saying thank you for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, we'd love if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. If you've got a topic you would like to see in the future, go ahead and put that in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up, and then also feel free to share this video with your friends. I'm not going to charge you anything to do that. That is your given right here on YouTube. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day.